up, everybody? Nova Picker here, coming to you with another sales update video. Got a couple items I want to show you guys, so enough of me rambling on and on and on. Let's get into it. Alright, first thing I got was this Detroit Tigers team jersey. This sat for like probably a month. It sold for $30. And I picked it up for $4. But I put this out on Pinterest. I have a Pinterest account, so if you don't have one, make sure you go out and get one. I put it out on Pinterest, and a couple of people hit me up on Pinterest like, yo, I really like that, it's the wrong size, yada yada yada. But it got a lot of views. I mean, like in the first day I had like 100 views on it, and I think I ended up with like 600 views on this. But somebody finally sent me an offer, and finally sold it. It was real clean, real nice. Had no holes, nothing in it. It was made by True Fan, so real nice. Picked that up. That was a nice little flip. Next thing I picked up was I picked this up when I first started thrifting back in 2014 November. I picked it up, as you can see, because of the designs and whatnot, and it had like these little metal buttons on it, and it was a real nice shirt. Had like a little psychedelic little print going on there. I sold that for $35. Real nice shirt. It sat for, like I said, from November until April. So the brand was what's the brand here? Weird. All right, the brand was Basiri Womo. It's a 3XL. That's probably why it sold. So I don't know if you should go out and looking for that brand or not, but like I said, I sold that for like $35. So, and I picked it up. Maybe I picked that up for like half off. Can't remember. So that's that. Next thing I sold was a sports coat, of course, that I picked up. It's a nice sports coat. Just relisted once, so it sat for like 2 months. It was an LL Bean. Pictures weren't the best. It was a chocolate brown color. Did I put that in there? Yeah, chocolate brown. Hold on. Anyway, chocolate brown, had a nice little on the inside, the lining or whatnot, double vent in the back. The lining was nice. It was an excellent coat. Only problem with it was I had a bunch of lint in it and stuff, but I got the lint off. Thanks to the help of some of you guys, they gave me some tips earlier, so I used those tips, got that lint off, and everything was good to go. Sold that for like $45. Picked it up maybe for $6 or $3. All right. Next thing, it's a pair of I pick up a lot of these. I mean a lot. I mean I pick up like 4, so a lot of 4. Some basketball Tearaway pants with the buttons on the side at Tearaway. These sold pretty quick. I think I have 1 pair left. Yeah, I got 1 pair of these left. They sold pretty quick. You can see that they these are the ones that that Tearaway on the side or whatnot. You can rip it down and whatever, pretend like you can play ball or something. I don't know. But I sold these for $25. I picked these up probably for like $2.50 a piece. They seem to be doing pretty well. I have some watches on the other one now, so I think these do pretty well. If I see some more, I might just go out and grab them. So if you see these, some Tearaway basketball pants made by Nike or Adidas or Reebok, try to pick those up if you can get them for cheap. Buy low, sell high, the whole process. Next I sold was some more. Was these Tearaways? What I put in the title? Yep, Tearaway style. These were Polo. These are Polo Tearaways. The blue was kind of faded, but it's Polo Sport. These are pretty nice. Had a little 36 right there. And the person that bought these, I don't know if he's a collector or not, but check out his names. His name, Ralph Lauren Lucky. So these are some Ralph Lauren. So I guess he got a good little score there. Oh, I sold these for like $35. So I picked these up for like $2.50. Yep. What's next? These, some women's shoes. I did these. I had these in one of my haul videos. I just picked these up on a whim. They were made in Italy. They were Sesto Meucci, never heard of them. They were made in Italy, but I picked them up because it was woven leather, I guess. They look pretty decent to me. I sold these for $49.99. They were in pretty good shape. You can see my shoe picture's getting better too. Y'all see that? Yeah. Yeah. Picture's getting better. That's good. I hope that equates to more sales. But yeah, there was nothing wrong with them except what was wrong? They had little scratches right there. That's normal, you know. But the bottom of them was kind of worn, you know. So, but these sold. And you know what? Like I said, I didn't fully do my research. I might have sold them too low. I probably could have got 80 for these. That's right. I probably could have got $80 for these. And the reason I say that is because look at this. Sesto Miyuchi 273, 250, 250. I don't know. Look at that brand. What else they got? Let's see. Can I click this? No. Boom. Woven leather 250. So 250. 250, 250. So somebody got a good deal off me not fully doing my research. Somebody got a good deal, I would think, because it looks to me that they're going for like $250 at Neiman Marcus. So I'll know next time, guarantee that. But I still made money off of it, you know. What I pay for that? Maybe $4 for those shoes. I flipped them for 50. So you know, I shipped them off, and I actually shipped those in the padded flat rate, so it was $5.35. $5.35 plus, let's just say $10.35. I paid eBay 50, so I paid them like $4. So looking at 14, and PayPal 16, I'll just say 18. You know, so I made about $22. 201 32, right? Anyway, something like that. I don't know. Do the math. Next thing I saw was a Cabela's hunting shirt camouflage. I thought when I picked this up, man, you know how like when you pick things up and you just know it's gonna sell. Man, I just knew this was gonna sell. This thing was sitting for like 4 months, man. But it finally sold for the going price of $35.99. It was a nice shirt, a shooting shirt. What was the size? It was a medium. But yeah, I just knew it was gonna sell. I was like, Cabela's, and it's a hunting shirt, and it's in good condition. I'm like, man, it is gone. But it's sat for a while. Team NWTF. I looked that up before. I knew what it stood for, but I forgot. Why is myself so small like that? Anyway, I knew what it stood for, but I forgot. That stands for something. I forgot. But anyway, it sold for that. I picked this up for like $3. Sat for a while. I have 2 fails, and this is one. This sold. Matter of fact, it's not a fail, but someone in a Facebook group told me when I posted these, it was like, you'll never sell these. You know, it's like nobody buys plates anymore. You'll never sell these. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And that's when I was just starting out, so I was just like, you know, my face was just like, oh, okay, well, all right. But it kind of pushed me to like sell it so I can post it back in the group, and then it never happened. You know, months and months later, but finally sold. And idiot here, Nova Picker, put free shipping. Now, I had to ship these FedEx. I had them in a box. It came out cheaper to ship them FedEx. So, long story short, I ended up paying like $20 something to ship these. I paid $6 for this whole set a long time ago. They were by this lady, whoever, Droget. And they all had the little certificates with them, and I just knew they were gonna sell fast, but they didn't. My pictures weren't the best, and they all had their little boxes, the original boxes and everything. Boxes were kind of jacked up a little bit, but they all had everything, a little plastic, and you know, I just knew they were gonna sell. But I made a mistake and put free shipping on it. I mean, I didn't lose any money, but I didn't make the most out of the sale. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't lose any money, but I didn't make the most out of the sale. That kind of hurts me sometimes. But lesson learned, man. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing this thing, you're gonna learn lessons. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's perfect. You know, you got people out there saying that this doesn't sell or that doesn't sell. Well, it didn't sell for them, but it sells for me. Like my man, phone I flipped the other day on one of his videos. He said that you know, people say that I think it was like Polo. Did he say Polo? I don't know what he said, but he said one brand that, you know, people say that, you know, it doesn't sell, but you know, he said people are full of crap. You know what I'm saying? It does sell. You know, So don't get caught up in the not sourcing a certain item because certain people say it doesn't sell. You know what I mean? Like it might sell for you. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about what you want to do inside your business model. So I'm kind of like a free bird. I kind of I do things kind of like people, but I kind of do my own thing, you know what I'm saying, with my whole pricing strategy and, perception. That's a real big thing for me. Like, what would I pay for this product? You guys keep hearing me say that, but that's how I really feel. If I'm putting something out there and I feel like it's valuable, I'm going to price it valuable. I mean, I'm not going to price it real high. I'm going to look at the completed and souls. I know I say this every video, but I'm going to look at the completed and souls, but I'm going to price it on the higher end. I'm not going to just price it real low. So, except for the mistake I made with the, the Miyuchi shoes a couple of items back. But other than that, man, all right, you know what it is. But I made a mistake on that. Next item, Oscar de la Renta. I sold this for 40 bucks. I picked up a bunch of these Oscar de la Rentas. For some reason, I must have thought the brand was Brioni or something. I think I picked up like 20, no, not 20, like 10 Oscar de la Renta sport coats. They haven't been selling like I thought they were. I was surprised when this sale came through, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I think it's sold for like $45. Picked this up for like $6. It was 100% tinsel. It was a sage moss green color. Nothing real special about it, but that's the tag. I'm not saying that doesn't sell. Plus, it had a pin mark on it. Forgot about that. But had a little pin mark right there. Sage green button. What was I doing? I had 6 pictures. You tell that was early when I first started. But it's over $45. I'm not complaining. You know what I mean? So it's all good. Next thing. And here's another fail. Okay. Picked this up at a garage sale for $5. I don't do auctions, but I decided to do an auction on this one because I saw the market and I was like, man, I can get some money for that. I started the auction off at what I started the auction off at $49. Yeah, and I had about 15 watchers on it within like the first day. You know what I'm saying? But it ended up selling for $66. I could have easily gotten 100 plus for this, and that's why I call it a fail. I made money on it, but it was still a fail. It wasn't nothing to ship, like $5 or something to ship, but made money on it, but another fail because I didn't properly research. I know I don't do auctions. I don't know why I did that. I should just put it where I had it at for buying out with the best offer. I could have got 120, 130 plus for that. So vintage lunch boxes sells, guys. So make sure you pick those up. It's kind of a no-brainer, but if you got some of those laying around the house, they sell. Next thing was some ink. I sold these for $40. Picked these up in a bag for like $4 or whatever. They all came together. Expiration date was 2015, 2016. Had it up for $69. Yeah, and the guy sent me an offer of $40. I took it, shipped it out in a padded flat rate. Guy or gal, I don't know, but ink sells too. I have some more up, but the expiration date is a little earlier, so I think that's why it's not selling. So that's that. Yeah, you don't really need to see the pictures of that, but that's so. And the last thing I got for you guys right now is a pair of Don Ed Hardy shoes. Did I show these already? No, I think I showed the jeans. Yeah. These shoes. With these, I think I turned the brightness up too much. Now these shoes were practically almost brand new, but I turned the brightness up too much, as you can see right here. What are you? Let me close this. Turn the brightness up too much. Yeah, and but they were real clean. They weren't dirty. They had a little bit of dirt marks on them, but they were real clean. But I turned the brightness up too much on it, and it kind of made it look like it was white. But the guy paid the full price for it, so guy or gal, I don't know. So these sat for like a month. Paid $4 for these. As you can see right here, there's a little dirt mark right there. But yeah, I gotta stop turning that brightness up so much on that stuff, And that's it. All right, guys, that's it, man. Appreciate you hanging in there. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll holler at y'all later.